do something.
All right, we're back. I am in traffic. Welcome. Thanks for doing this, Seth and Trisha. Pranay's back there, and Paolo's back here somewhere.
Want to come?
Oh, hey, there you go. Amigos. There we go. Oh, you know what? Hold on.
I'm not normally this angelic.
And we're back.
We're back again.
And we're back. Look at that.
So weird.
Hey, I am a team in a car.
Oh, this is too funny.
Woo!
So we're just cruising back on the 401 in traffic. It's a lot of fun.
Where'd we go?
Where did we go?
So many
It's
places.
the source of traffic.
Source of traffic, Toronto.
We went to Amsterdam Brewery. It was awesome.
Amsterdam Brewery was awesome.
Is that why we went?
Yeah.
It was definitely one of the biggest pieces of value I got out of the whole session.
Me too.
The Lee Side Bowl there was fantastic.
So was the market front.
Yeah.
So was the Thai curry chicken.
Everything was good.
Completely forgot.
So yeah, we went down to see our friends over at Salesforce. So this is a shout out to Kat and Corbin. So thank you for walking us through a session, Kat and Corbin at Salesforce.
Woo!
But it was kind of a big day, right? Like, I mean, we were trying to figure out systems for the company. I know a lot of people are going through trying to figure out how technology can like empower your business. But it was really interesting for us to kind of go down there and try to understand a bit more about how we can use Salesforce and the systems that we're building. So I don't know, what was your big thing from our day, Seth?
I think one big thing that comes to mind, it seems like there's a lot of pressure out there from the market to businesses who are coming up just to like embrace the system. And I remember, like when I started at Intrigue, I said to Rob, I was like, Rob, we got to get a CRM, we got to get an ERM. We had one at my last company, and Rob asked me a really good question, which was, sure, like, what's the process we're going to put into it? So then 5 years later, we're in Salesforce now, we've got a clear process, but I wouldn't rush into anything is, I guess, the takeaway. It's really important to have a really clear idea of what you want to do and how you want to do it before you go pay big bucks to implement what you're doing.
Yeah, straight up. That was really meaningful and deep. We kind of did this video off the cuff, and then Seth just got like straight to the core. That was beautiful. That was like poetic.
Way to start off.
You're my boy.
Who wants to go? You're my boy, Blue. Who wants to go next? And a sad face. Sorry, I realize I'm old because more than half of our office has no idea what old school is, and like less of an idea of any references to that movie. So
Who is blue? Is that a color?
is that why are you talking about the color being a
Is it
boy?
royal blue? Is it indigo?
Trisha, what was your take on today?
It was interesting getting a perspective on all the projects that we're working on. I've heard a lot of talk between everybody and everything that we're working on, but sitting in the room and really seeing the direction of where the company's going and all the strategic planning that has to happen in order to put our ideas in place was really meaningful for me. And then also just going to Salesforce and visiting their office and kind of getting some tips and tricks and seeing how their culture works was pretty neat. So
Yeah, it was cool culture.
and then spending time with you guys.
Woo! Woo! Yeah, it was neat. And you kind of mentioned it at the end. It was, they had really cool culture, and it seemed like the energy in the building was like really positive, even though they're still so big.
Yeah, keeping the culture while being so big, which is what we're trying to work on. So I think it's just neat to see that it is possible and that they've done a really good job doing that, because you can feel it walking through their office and just meeting with their team and the way that they're engaging with each other and talking about the office and their culture. So yeah, it's pretty neat to see that for being an office with 3 or 4 floors.
That's cool. Paolo, what was your take on today?
Systems integration is not easy.
Straight up.
It's of course they need to integrate with engineering.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seriously.
It's just there's so many things going on in our company right now, and making it all come together as one is not going to be an easy task. But today was just one step in the right direction to figuring out what we're going to do in our future, and obviously Salesforce will be a part of it. And just starting to create more clarity as to what we need to do to make this thing come to life.
I think it's asking a lot of questions too.
Yeah, and
Digging deep and taking the time to really understand what you're trying to do, why you're trying to do it, how it's going to work, because you can't make an assumption that's going to be easy, because things can go haywire really quickly.
big time.
So yeah, just taking the time to understand what you're trying to do.
And in that vein of thought, Rob, as an action junkie, a self-proclaimed action junkie,
Me and Chuck, we go way back.
You've said something to me twice now, which is totally out of character for you.
Oh yeah, I know. We gotta. It's out of character, and it's this theme I was talking to Seth earlier about. 2017 seems to be the year of slow down to go faster, and it's really about and to your point, I've never been in a spot in my life in any type of professional capacity or any type of recreational or personal capacity where I've wanted to like take my time easing into something. I'm kind of a 2 feet in, jump for it kind of person, and often leap without looking. But with this stuff, it's so devil's in the detail, and the project and decisions are so big that it's really important that I think we do go through that planning process. And the thing that's been really interesting is as we get deeper down the process of planning, our perspective becomes more meaningful and wider. And so I think it's something and this is something I've said to a couple people, but what was the social media revolution for marketing, call it 7 years ago, where it started, people were like, oh, social media thing seems to be a bit of a fad. I'm not sure how meaningful this is for my business. But we clearly saw how that just wasn't the case, and it's changed the way communication is happening all around the world, not only from businesses, but for people, and the connection that's brought, and the disconnection it's brought with it. But it's been very disruptive. Technology for marketing and technology for business is essentially that next thing, but it's even more important and even more complicated. So I think anything that companies can do and leaders can do today to start putting themselves into that space to learn it is going to be really beneficial. And the sooner you do it, or the sooner we do it, and we're getting ahead of the curve, I think, the more meaningful it's going to be for our company and for our whole team and for the people we serve. So anyway, I don't know if it made any sense, but I think it's something that's true. So Pranay, what's your take on the whole thing? Yeah, getting poetic. Sorry about that. Friday, what am I doing? How are ya? That was a weak shot, Paul.
I think the learning or the takeaway I have after today's meeting is before deciding what platform you want to build something on, it's, I think, very important to understand the limitations of the system or the platform. Because when you define the boundaries or the fence of your playground, then you know if you can do this or you can't do this in that set of fences.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest takeaway I had today, is that if we kind of thought about this and did more research in trying to understand the limitations, we might would have probably had better information at disposal than we have today. So that's what I'm going to do. Probably look at the fences first, and then then redraw the entire playground.
Yeah, and it was interesting too, because like there was kind of two schools of thought. There is in our company and in all sorts of ways, like the platform play versus the hey, let's do something in an open environment. Whether it's like custom website development versus WordPress website development, or if it's like custom software solutions versus platform solutions. And there's this beautiful tension that exists between the two options in terms of like what direction we should go, and like we're really trying to figure out what the genius at the end looks like right now. I think that's kind of what you're referring to, is understanding the fences and the limitations of the platform, which sounds like a lot of gibberish to a lot of people watching this, because they're like, what do you mean platforms and fences? And it doesn't make any sense, because
technology.
Yeah, we're talking about coding, right? It's all zeros and ones at the end of the day. But I think that's the beauty that we got as a team, and I think that was probably the biggest value we got today, was really just taking the drive down and getting on the same page with what we're trying to accomplish.
So many fruitful conversations.
Very fruitful. I feel like we've been eating like raspberries and strawberries all day. It's like a
so sweet.
Wonderful level of Pac-Man or something. So I don't know. I think that's it for a 9.5 minute I'm a team in a car.
Sweet.
I think that was our
Wet
first.
Willies for the win.
Wet Willies for the win.